On Wednesday, the National Assembly passed a motion to support resources needed to test, treat, and immunize citizens for COVID-19. The motion also committed to support measures to bring relief to Guyanese. That motion was presented to the House by Minister of Health, the Honourable Dr. Frank Anthony. The motion did not receive the support of the opposition members of Parliament. Minister Anthony reminded the National Assembly of the state of the health sector prior to August 2, when the PPPC administration took office.
If it wasn't for PAHO WHO, who sent a virologist to Guyana in January and to start training some of the staff at the National Public Health Reference Lab, Guyana perhaps would not have had the capacity to be able to detect the virus. 5 persons were trained, and this virologist brought with him a few kits to be able to detect the virus. And they had to use equipment that was already in the lab and repurpose it so that they can be able to test for COVID-19 in Guyana. Very little else was done to train other categories of staff, to look at nurses and to talk to them and to explain to them about the disease. Very little was done to standardize the protocols for treatment so that doctors can understand how to treat and manage this disease.
Minister of Human Services and Social Security, the Honourable Dr. VINDHYA PERSAUD, called for full support of the motion.
And I ask all of the members on the opposite side, come on, let's work for the health and the well-being of all the people of Guyana. Join us and support this motion so we can get our vaccines in, more testing, and increase our capacity.
Government's Chief Whip and Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, the Honourable GAIL TEIXEIRA, made a similar call.
Who knows who will be in hospital requiring oxygen? Who knows which one of us will require oxygen in a hospital or be in an ICU? Does it have a label of who's apnea AFC and who's PPP? Does it have a label? And so when we come to this house and they talk about political football, it is such an insult to the intelligence of the Guyanese people.
Meanwhile, Senior Minister within the Office of the President with responsibility for finance, Dr. ASHNI SINGH, was sworn in as a Member of Parliament.
ASHNI KUMAR SINGH, do hereby solemnly declare that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the people of Guyana, that I will faithfully execute the office of Member of the National Assembly without fear or favor, affection or ill will, and that in the execution of the functions of that office I will honor, uphold, and preserve the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. So help me God.
Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, the Honourable Unij Walron, was also sworn in.